We're joined now by the Housing Secretary, Sophy Ridge. What do you make of what we saw in Makerfield?
Morning, Sophie. Well, I woke up and I looked at my phone to see what the result was, and Andy smashed it. Congratulations to Andy. I was up there on Wednesday. There was a real energy in the campaign. There were loads of Labour Party members and activists out there knocking on doors, but you're never quite sure whether that's going to translate into a win until you actually see how people have voted. So I'm so delighted that Andy's won in this way. I've known Andy for years, by the way, right back from when he used to work for the local MP, where I was a councillor, Tessa Jowell, if people remember her. He's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to welcoming him back to Parliament on Monday when he comes in.
Sounds like that was a bit of a pitch to get in his cabinet.
No, it wasn't. I'm delighted as a Labour Party member of over 40 years standing
fair enough,
to see Labour win a by-election. It's pretty visceral for me, I've got to say.
You've got to start getting on with the new guy in the top job, right?
I've got to get on with my job, is what I've got to do. I'm the Housing, Communities and Local Government Secretary of State, and I'm going to keep doing that. You know, one of the things we're doing is today announcing a change in the way that the buyers and sellers packs work when you buy a home, to shave £700 off the cost of getting a home and speed it up by making sure that the seller provides the information so you don't have to go and pay for searches and you then lose the money if the house sale doesn't go through. So I've sneaked that one in there now as well, so thank you very much for letting me do that. So,
I'll let you do that. That's fair enough. But look, we all know that things are about to change, right? You know, Andy Burnham is coming back to Westminster, and he said he's going to launch a leadership challenge, right? He's effectively said that.
He didn't say that, did he? He said if there was a challenge. There isn't a challenge. There are rules in the Labour Party, so you know the future will take care of itself. Right now, I am delighted that Andy Burnham has won this by-election, but there are other things that are going to happen very, very quickly now, because Andy is no longer the Mayor of Greater Manchester. So we're going to see a by-election for the biggest and most significant regional politician in the whole of England. And as we saw from Makerfield, this is a straight Labour reform fight. We cannot have reform with their politics of division winning the mayoralty of Greater Manchester. Okay. So I think all of us will want to get on and focus on giving Andy the legacy he deserves as Mayor of Greater Manchester by making sure a Labour candidate is selected and wins.
Do you seriously not think that Andy Burnham's going to launch a leadership challenge?
I'm not going to speculate about what happens. He's never actually said that, if you look at what he said. I've known Andy for years. He's a fantastic guy, Labour to the core of his being, but he knows, as I do, that the party turning in on itself, like the Tories did, doesn't go anywhere good. We've got to focus on winning the mayoralty of Greater Manchester.
Do you just
now,
to come back
that
in,
has to be the priority.
I'm going to ask again, because you really don't think? I mean, Andy Burnham is going to run in a leadership challenge. That is going to happen.
Well, it's great that you know what he's going to do, but I think
I'll be honest, I'm not. I
Andy's...
don't think this is me, plucking something from nowhere. We know this, don't we?
I'm not Andy's spokesperson. I can't tell you what's in his mind. I went up there and I campaigned for him. I listened to what he said in his acceptance speech, and what Andy said is he said we need to focus much more on a politics of place. Do you know what? I did a big speech on Tuesday about building a politics of place, putting more resources and power into the hands of people in their communities so they can change the way their high street is, change the way the public services that they use operate. We stand united on this right across the party. We've got to find ways to come together, deliver the change the country wants. But right now, I do not think anything's going to happen, because we have to win that mayoralty for Greater Manchester.
Well, you don't think anything's going to happen? You don't think there's going to be a leadership contest?
Well, I think we have to focus on winning the mayoralty in Greater Manchester.
Do you not think there's going to be a leadership contest?
I mean, you need to speak to other people about issues like that. I can't be all of their spokesperson.
You are the government's spokesperson this morning, right?
Yeah, but I can't tell you what each individual is thinking inside their own head. You'd be better off asking them than asking me.
Let me ask something.
I can tell you the things that I know will happen. I know there will be a by-election for the mayoralty of Greater Manchester, and I know from looking at the past what happens to the Tories. They got their worst result for 200 years because they turned in on each other. We've got to face the country and deliver the change the country wants to see.
Can I put this a slightly different way then? If there is a leadership contest, will Keir Starmer fight it?
Well, that's a hypothetical. He's made clear his own position.
Look.
But he's made clear that's the answer. He's made clear his own position.
And what is that?
That he's not going to walk away, and that he would fight it if there was a challenge. But we've got to focus not on internal debates in the Labour Party, but on facing the country and delivering the change the country wants to see. That's what Andy said in his acceptance speech.
With great respect, we all know this was a by-election about Andy Burnham coming back to Westminster so he could be in any leadership contest. We know that. You know that. Our viewers know that. Let's be honest about it.
Well, he said if there was a leadership challenge, he would be in it, but there isn't. So therefore, it's hypothetical.
Okay.
Now, we are getting on with delivering change for this country, not writing sort of a story.
It feels a little bit. Can I be honest?
It
feels a little
bit
like
with the buyers and sellers packs. That's an actual change.
It feels a little bit like you're in denial about what's just happened.
No, I'm not in denial. The country expects us to focus on the things that matter to them. I was on the doorsteps in Ashton in Makerfield, and I spoke to this one. We had a really good conversation. This woman, she said to me, "We need you all to come together now and deliver the change this country wants."
So on that note, about coming together, a lot of your colleagues this morning are going to look at the results after seeing Labour losing so many councillors, so many seats up and down the country to reform in the last elections. They've seen Andy Burnham prove that he can take the fight to reform, that he can beat reform, right? In areas where you should be losing, frankly. And they say Keir Starmer needs to set out a timetable to go.
Well, when you've got a fantastic candidate in a by-election who's known really well in the area and has an incredible record of delivery, which is what Andy has, and is, he's a fantastic world-class campaigner. He did really well. I'm delighted about that.
But he didn't just win because of his campaigning. He won because he was pitching himself as a candidate who was anti-Keir Starmer.
It doesn't take away the challenges of government. We've still got to get the balance between the level of investment in public services and investing in defence, for instance, where there was an issue that we all saw happen come out last week as well. Those difficult choices haven't gone away. They're still there. Each of the last 4 prime ministers, in turn, has become the most unpopular prime minister because they're having to take difficult decisions. None of that has gone away. And we have to sort that out as a Labour Party collectively. But above all else, we're here to deliver the change the country wants to see, and we do that best by standing together and standing united.
Should Keir Starmer set out a timetable to resign?
I think that would be a distraction from the job that we've all got on delivering the change that this country wants to see. Today, let's just celebrate Andy Burnham's fantastic win in Makerfield. We're all looking forward to him coming back to Parliament next week. He's clearly got something very, very significant to contribute, but we will deliver the change this country wants to see best by standing together.
I'm trying to get a sense about what you want, right? As a member of the cabinet.
Oh, it's easy. I want to get on with my job.
But your role is going to be really, really critical in the next few days, right, over the weekend, right? People around Keir Starmer, are they going to go in and tell him to stay and fight on? Or are they going to go in and say, look, the game's up, it's time to set out a timetable? What position are you, Steve Reed, going to take in that?
I completely understand the interest and the fascination that there is with individuals right at the top of politics.
Come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to get on with my job. I want to get homes built. I want to shift power into communities. I made an announcement last week.
Are you going to be telling Keir Starmer he should set out a timetable to go, or are you going to be telling him that he should stay on and fight?
Well, I'm going to talk to Keir Starmer about getting on with my job. We've got a Prime Minister. He won a majority less than 2 years ago. We need to deliver the change this country wants to see. Buyers and sellers packs. I'm here today to talk about that as well, sneak it in to the conversation where I can, because buying and selling a home is a nightmare for buyers at the moment. People lose loads of money, homes fall through. We're changing that, and that's an announcement we're making today, despite of all the other things that are going on. I'm genuinely delighted that Andy Burnham has won this by-election in such a spectacular way, but I believe the public expect this party to stand together and focus on how we deliver their change.
What does that mean? Does that mean standing together, keeping Keir Starmer in the top job, or does that mean the party uniting and saying Keir Starmer's going to step down and Andy Burnham's going to be Prime Minister? What does that mean? That's like the whole gist of what I'm trying to understand.
We saw what happened to the Conservatives when they started fighting each other rather than fighting for the country. We're not going to do that. We're going to focus.
What are you going to do? Is that Keir Starmer or is that Andy Burnham? Come on.
We've got a Prime Minister already, and we just had the decision about interest rates taken by the Bank of England this week. Everyone was saying they were going to go up because of the situation in the Middle East. In fact, they held steady, and that's after 6 reductions in a row. That's cutting the cost of people's mortgages, and they haven't gone up despite what's going on in the Middle East. We shouldn't jeopardise change that is putting money back in people's pockets. At a time when there's a cost of living crisis, that is so important. We have to find ways, Sophie, as the Labour Party to come together. The challenge we face is the challenge facing this country, and that's what should absorb all of us all the time.
Steve Reed, thank you very much. I just want to say as well, particularly thank you for coming on this morning. It's one of those mornings where tectonic plates are shifting very fast. The news agenda is moving very fast.
But it is a good news story for Labour. So
thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Steve Reed.